So let's go back to HTML, right? Index HTML. This is going to be our main file. We have see that this is going to be end of skills section. And as always, because we have saved already our section, right? So we just go with generic section, right? So this is going to be a little bit different. Over here, we're just going to say that this is going to be a jumbo section, right? No particular reason, but because we're just going to be using a Jumbotron, right? This is going to be end of jumbo section, right? So over here, end of jumbo, right? And this one is actually going to be a little bit different because over here, we're just going to say that this is going to be jumbo. And we're going to be actually deleting a lot of stuff, right? So maybe in this case, it wasn't the best case because we're really, there's going to be a lot of things that we're going to be actually deleting, right? So over here, maybe this one, we're just going to call it a class because it's not going to be, maybe we're going to add some more Jumbotrons later on. And what I'm going to do over here, I'm actually going to delete all this, right? I'm going to say that I would want to create a div that is going to have a class of Jumbotron, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to delete this and I'm going to say div. This is going to have a class, and let's say that I'm going to say that this is going to be a Jumbotron over here. This is going to be a generic, let's say Bootstrap class, right? And we're going to say that this is going to be text center. And within this Jumbotron, we're going to actually create a div. We're going to say this is going to be div, right? And it's going to again be an empty div, and we're going to be using it just to actually styling, right? So we're going to write over here a heading 1, and we're going to say that, let's say we're going to ask, right? So next project, right? So this is going to be something like if somebody wants to right away get a quote or something like that, right? So we're going to say next project, and the next line we're just going to add over here this link, right? So we're going to href, right? And here we're going to write that this is going to be a hashtag. And here we're just going to write a get, let's say a quote, right? Quote, or here something like this, right? And once we're done with HTML, right, for our Jumbotron, and you can see over here this gray one, right? This is the pre-made class from the Bootstrap, right? Therefore, if we're using the Jumbotron, it actually has a little bit of bigger text and everything. And now that we're done with that, let's go to main CSS, right? Let's go all the way down. And again, we're just going to create some comments. This is going to be a Jumbotron section and the end of Jumbotron section, right? Jumbotron. And over here, we're just going to say this is going to be the end of Jumbotron, right? So we're going to say end of Jumbotron over here like this. And after that, let's go and start styling, right? So here we're going to say that this is going to be class, Jumbotron class, right? And we just want to create a couple of things, right? So first we're going to say margin bottom, right? And we're going to say that this is going to be 0, right? And we're just going to write over here, this is important. Over here, important, over here like this, right? Just to make sure that we're for sure getting that, right? Then after that, we're going to say that this is going to be a padding, right? We're going to say the padding is going to again be like something like 40 pixels, right? And 40 pixels to the side. So again, we're just going to write 40 because there's no point of writing it twice, right? And over here, we're just going to say that the background is actually going to be this orange color, right? So we go ahead, where is our orange, right? This is our orange. We can just copy this one over here and we can just paste it. Now you can see that we have a orange Jumbotron, right? And over here, we're going to select again Jumbotron over here, heading 1, right? So we want to style the heading 1. And we're going to say that this is going to have a margin top, right? And we're going to say that this is going to be 0 over here like this. And over here, we're going to say that this is going to be a margin bottom also, 0, right? Over here like this. And then we're going to say that this is going to be text transform, and we're going to say that this is going to be a uppercase. And after that, we're going to say that the line height is going to be something like 2 EMs, right? Something like this. And then we will need to style a actual link, right? So we're going to write over here Jumbotron, right? And we're going to say we will want to style the link in Jumbotron. We're going to say the font, right? Font size here to be 30 pixels, right? After that is going to be a border, and we're going to say that this is going to be a solid over here, and 2 pixels, right? So over here we're going to write 2 pixels, solid, white, smoke over here like this, right? So this should work, right? Now we have a 2 pixel solid white smoke border. Now we want display inline block, right? Over here like this, we're going to be inline block. Then we're going to add some padding, and we're going to say that this is going to be a 15 pixels over here. This is going to be a 20 pixels, right? So something like this. And over here, not 2 pixels, 20 pixels. Over here like this, 20 and 15. And over here, we're going to say that this is going to have a margin top, right? So we're going to say that this is going to be a margin, right? And we're going to say that this is going to be a margin top. Margin top to be something like 40 pixels, right? So it's a little bit more below the actual button, right? The actual heading, right? And then after that, we would want to have a color, also white smoke, right? Over here like this. And after that, we're going to say that this is going to have a text decoration, none. And after that, we're going to say that this is also, we want a text transform, uppercase, right? So now we have our link styled. And the next thing that I would want, that as we're hovering over button, we obviously want something to happen. So we're going to say that this is going to have a jumbo, right? Jumbotron, right? Jumbotron over here. And let's just save it and let's just check it out, whether in index.html, right? Maybe better ways, you can see over here I'm using this Jumbotron, right? Maybe it's better if we use this class Jumbo, right? Or ID if we would have a Jumbo, right? So we're not, maybe if we're adding some other Jumbotron, right? Let's just keep it a little bit more simpler, right? So we go over here with Jumbo, right? And it's not going to change anything what we have done so far. It's just going to change in general if we want to add some other Jumbotron so we don't have the same style. If let's say we would want the other one. And over here we have a class of Jumbo, and as we're hovering over the link, right? And over here we would create as we're hovering, we would want a different color. And we actually would want to be the color of this orange color again, right? So this is going to be the color we're using a lot, right? So probably by the end of the video, remember this is going to be a hashtag F15025. And let's say the background color is going to be a white smoke, right? So this is only when we're hovering, right? So we just save this, and as I'm hovering, right, you can see that it's changing, right? And it just has a little bit better look, right? So this is how we would create over here this Jumbotron, let's say section, right? Where we basically are saying, listen, hey, listen, if you want a quote, right? Just click over here, right? So now we're ready and primed to go and actually create our next, and this is going to be our work section.